In today's session, you are going to find the roots of the quadratic equation. Hi, I'm Syed. Welcome to my channel Educate with Syed. Let's get started. The question is, the altitude of a right triangle is 7 cm less than its base. If the hypotenuse is 13 cm, find the other two sides. Let us try to understand this one. The altitude of a right triangle, that means right angled triangle is taken over here. We have a right angled triangle A, B, C, the right angle at B, so B is 90 degree. He says the altitude of a right triangle is 7 cm less than its base. So let us consider this as the base, alright, and this as the altitude. Altitude is the height. So we have the altitude and height, and this is nothing but the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is given as 13 centimeters. So AC value is given as 13 centimeters, which means I need to find out the base as well as the altitude, right? So let us take the base to be, let the base be equals to x. So I am taking this base to be equals to x. If base is x, it says in the question the altitude of the right triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base. So if base is x, then the altitude is 7 centimeter less. So if x is the base length, 7 centimeter less, that means minus 7 will give the altitude. Why I am taking minus 7? Because it is 7 centimeter less. So x minus 7 will give you the altitude. So therefore we have the altitude of a right angled triangle to be equals to x minus of 7, and the hypotenuse is already given to us. The hypotenuse is what? Hypotenuse is equals to 13. So the base, which is nothing but BC, the altitude, which is nothing but AB, and the hypotenuse, which is nothing but AC. So because it is a right angled triangle, we can use the Pythagoras theorem. So use Pythagoras theorem. Use Pythagoras theorem. So according to the Pythagoras theorem, what you have, the hypotenuse square, that is AC square, is equals to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So if I am taking that as say BC square plus AB square. So hypotenuse square is equals to sum of the squares of the other two sides. Hypotenuse AC is how much? 13. So it is 13 square is equals to BC is what? BC is x, so x square, plus what is AB? AB value is x minus of 7 and it is squared. So we know 13 square will be 169. So this x square will be as it is, plus, now this is of the form a minus b whole square. So we have to use this formula, a minus of b whole square is equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. Here if you try to observe, the value of a will be x and the value of b over here will be 7. So wherever you have a, put it as x, wherever you have b, put it as 7. So let us see what happens. A square, so a value is x, x square, a square minus 2 into a value is x, b value is 7, 2ab, plus b square, b value is 7 and it is squared. Let us try to simplify this one. X square plus x square will be 2x square minus 7 times of 2 will be 14x plus 7 square will be 49. This 169, let us take it on the right hand side, it becomes minus of 169. This positive value, when it comes on the other side, it becomes negative value and you are left out with 0 over here. So this is nothing but 2x square minus 14x, and here you can just try to subtract it. Minus 169 plus 49. So it is 9 minus 9 0, 6 minus 4 is 2, it's 120. So here for this you have to write minus of 120, because 169, the greater number, is having negative sign, therefore you have to put negative sign there. It is minus of 120. Or can we write this as 2x square minus 14x minus 120, and equals to sign comes over here is equals to 0. Because 2 is common over here, you can take 2 common over here and write down it is x square minus 2 sevens are 14 along with this x, here minus 2 6 are 12, and this 0 as it is equals to 0. Or you just cross multiply this 2 on the other side, we get x square minus 7x minus 60 is equals to 0 by 2, but 0 by 2 will be 0 itself. So we get the value as x square minus 7x minus 60 is equals to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation, we need to simplify this one, therefore let us try to multiply the last and the first term. We get it as x square multiplied by minus of 60, which is nothing but minus 60 x square. Now you have to choose two numbers such that when you multiply you have to get minus 60 x square, but when you add you have to get minus of 7x. So let us try to see which are those two numbers. So 10 times of 6 will be 60, right? Or 20 times of 3 will be 60, or 30 times of 2 will be 60. But in none of this case you will be getting minus of 7x. So we also have 15 fours are 60. These are the values. Or if you want, you can just take the LCM over here. It is 2, 3s are 6, 0 as it is, 2 1s are 2, 1 carry, 2 5s are 10, then 3 5s are 15. So therefore if you want, you can just group this one. 5 3s are 15 and 2 2s are 4, 15 4s are 60. But if I try to subtract this one, so it is minus of 15 if I take, and plus 4, will you get minus 7? It is not possible, right? Now one more combination that we can try over here is take 3 2s are 6, 6 2s are 12. So you have 12 multiplied by 5, so 12 5s are 60. Another combination, 12 5s are 60. But if you try to subtract this one, because negative sign you have to get, I am putting the greater number as negative sign and this as plus sign. So minus 12 plus 5 will be minus of 7. Therefore here what are those two numbers I need to get? I need to get minus 12 plus 5. This is x and this is x. So therefore we can write this as x square minus 7x can be written as what? Minus 12x plus 5x. This minus 60 will be as it is equals to 0. Now group the first two terms and the last two terms. If I group the first two terms, x is common, will be left out with x minus of 12, plus here 5 is common, you are left out with x minus. 5 is common, so we know that 12 5s are 60. So therefore we will be getting 12 over here is equals to how much? 0. Now we can see that this x minus 12 is common here. So if I take x minus of 12 common outside, what will be left out inside? X plus 5 will be left out is equals to how much? Is equals to 0. So we have got two factors. So take the first factor x minus 12 to be equals to 0. Take the second factor x plus 5 is equals to 0. If you go for the first factor, x will be equals to, this minus 12 goes on the other side, becomes plus 12. X is equals to, this plus 5 goes on the other side, becomes minus of 5. So these are the two values that you have obtained. Therefore we can say that the roots of the quadratic equation are the roots of the quadratic equations are so what is the first root you are having? Say minus of 5. The next root that you are having is 12. These are the roots of the quadratic equation. Let us go back to the question and see. He says the base is x, right? So I am taking this as x centimeters. So since the base we are going for the positive measurement, therefore we have to take the value of x to be positive. So therefore we will be taking x to be positive over here, x to be 12. Let the base x to be equals to 12. If the base x is equals to 12, we can find out the altitude. So how to find out the altitude? So we can see that what is the altitude that we have taken? Altitude that we have taken it as x minus of 7. Therefore the altitude is what? X minus of 7. But what is x value here? X value is 12. 12 minus of 7. So 12 minus of 7 is what? 5. Therefore we have altitude to be 5 and the base to be equals to 12. The question was to find out the two sides. What were the two sides? One was the base, another one was the altitude. Therefore the other two sides of a right angled triangle. The other two sides of the right angled triangle is equals to what? 2, 12 and 5. 12 and 5 are the two sides. The third side is already given, which is the hypotenuse, which is given as 13. So that's the required solution. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. That's all I have for today. Thank you.